Conformity gate. Pull up Google Dicks. All right. What's up?
Yo, we're leaving the bar right now, so slide the kills.
I will later.
Okay.
Alright, bye.
I'll be ready.
Alright. I'm not going. Anyways. Alright, welcome to Conformity Gate. I have one viewer. Beverly. What's up? What's up, my dudes? Okay. I'm going to start out by saying Conformity Gate. What is Conformity Gate? It's a theory that Stranger Things lunatics made because they thought episode 9 was going to come out. Alright, cool. I'm just playing. It's a theory that, like, basically, like, they're falling into conformity when, like, they all go against it. Something's off. What's up, Bev? The GOAT 24, boy fee, girl fee, toy fee, Lloyd key, toy me. Alright, let's go. So, basically, I just want to start this off with the definition. I wrote it down, bro. Okay, you know what? Alright, here we go. So, this is my theory. So, Volume 1. Oh, no, not Volume 1. Volume 2. The 12 p.m. slots of the scenes from whatever. So, 12:21 scenes from The Crawl. I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it because you probably can't read this. So Volume 2, 12:21 scenes from The Crawl, 12:22 scenes from Holly Wheeler, 12:23 Turbo Trap, 12:24 Sorcerer, 12:25 Volume 2 release date, tung 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 sahur. Alright, cool. 12:31 finale. Alright, 1/7. Alright. Before we get there, actually. 1/4. Or no, 1/5. Bro, stop, dude. 1/5. The start of the week. Start of the new week. Sadie Sink, Jimmy Fallon. Cool. 1/6. This is important, by the way. Vecna, I forget his name. Jimmy Fallon, the actor for Vecna. This is just a timeline that I need for reference. 1/7, the day that everyone thought episode 9 was going to drop. 1/7, scenes from Shock Jock. 1/8, stop. Bro, I'm going to do something to this computer. Scenes from Camazotz. I got to put timestamps too. 12 p.m. 2 p.m. 1/9. Scenes from The Bridge. 4 p.m. question mark, because we don't know for sure. This is all just a theory. The right side up. 6 p.m. question mark. 1/11. I know. 1/11. We don't know what's going on that day. You know, that is the theory. We are trying to figure out what is going on the 11th because these episodes don't lead up to the documentary, quote unquote documentary. So, what is happening on January 11th? So, if you read we had a pattern. So, it would go from all 4 of the episodes in Volume 1 and then the release date for Volume 2. Or Volume 2 released the day after the last. So, technically, something would, hypothetically speaking, a volume would release if there was a volume after the right setup. Not saying there is. There's not a volume. I'm just saying, I'm trying to put you in the mindset of this. Are you with me? Cool. Sick. Awesome. All right. So, Sadie Sink, Jimmy Fallon on the 5th. Vecna. I keep forgetting his name, bro. Was on the 6th. They both said some weird stuff. Sadie Sink said, like, not all theories are wrong or something like that. And then Vecna just kept calling the finale episode 8. And then he was, like, very... I think when Jimmy Fallon was like, oh, Vecna died, he was like, yeah, sure. Anyways. Yeah, so tonight we have Maya Hawke coming, so I'll add that to 1-8. Hold on. Let me put this down a little bit. Maya Hawke. Jimmy Fallon. Cool. Alright. Now, what does meta mean? This is the word that is going to carry this entire theory. Meta is what Millie Bobby Brown used to describe season 5. Meta. Meta is when you are self-aware. Self-aware in like you are in a higher consciousness of yourself. So, I don't know. As a human, I don't know my purpose. I don't know who I am. If you believe in a religion, that's something different. But you are not at a higher conscious to be like, you don't know why you're here. We don't know why we're here. So we do not have meta. For example, if Mike Wheeler found out that he was Mike Wheeler in a movie, that is meta. He is conscious of him being in a movie. I'm trying to think of another. The Truman Show is meta. If you know The Truman Show, the guy in The Truman Show basically finds out that he's in a TV show and walks out. He's like, what the fuck? If I was in a TV show this whole time, that would be insane. Yeah. That is what meta means. So, self-awareness at a higher level. Cool. All of these people have been hinting at something very, like, just they've been hinting at something. Not directly, but like, they've been being very weird. So what is happening on January 11th? So all these actors have been doing their little interviews. I don't know if someone else is coming to Jimmy Fallon. I could double check. But guess what? We need something to happen at 8 p.m. on the 11th. Because that is what these times are lining up to. And guess what is happening on January 11th at 8 p.m.? The Golden Globes. Now, this is where I'm probably going to lose you. But listen. Just listen. The Golden Globes. Okay. So, at the Golden Globes, there's hosts and there's a host and there are like presenters. So, people present rewards. I don't know the host, but I do know that Joe Keery is one of the presenters for the Golden Globes. So, cool. Golden Globes, Joe Keery. That's strange because Joe Keery would fit into this category as well of all these people doing promotion for... And it's also weird how they're doing promotion for a show that's over, that's ended. They're doing more promotion than they ever did for any of the volumes. This is very interesting because this is not just... for the documentary. Why are we doing more promotion for a documentary? Don't know. Anyways, Callie's actor. She was on like an interview and somebody asked her if there was a 9th episode. And she was like, not to my knowledge. I think that the documentary is the real deal. That is the 9th episode. It is not an episode. It is a movie. It is literally a movie. It will be in Netflix as a movie. Anyways, so... we're kind of getting to my main point. My first theory, which both my theories connect to one, but they're breaking the fourth wall. Like, that is the whole theme of this. Meta, self-awareness at a higher level. I think that Joe Keery is going to make some kind of announcement or teaser at Golden Globes. Cool. What's on the 12th? Documentary. Woohoo! We don't know what time it comes out. It's supposed to be 2 hours long. What? Genuinely, what behind the scenes is 2 hours long. Right? Exactly. All right. One Last Adventure, Stranger Things cover. I don't know. That's strange. That's strange. Everything is called One Last Adventure. That's very strange. Okay, well. Yeah, it's called... The documentary is called One Last Adventure. And basically, this does not explain it very well. Anyways, the documentary is not an actual documentary, alright? So, there is so much correlations made, or connections made from Stranger Things to Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger comes out of your dreams. That's literally what Vecna does. That is what he does in the 5th and 4th season. Okay, cool. Holly Wheeler, Freddy Krueger is seen in the Holly Wheeler memory on Escape from Camazotz, episode 6. She's watching Nightmare on Elm Street. Interesting. Very interesting. So, the documentary is going to break the 4th wall. Now, everything with Freddy Krueger. Okay, let's go back. So, Wes Craven. Alright, so do you guys remember... Hold on. Graduation scene, Stranger Things. Okay, cool. Where's the scene of all of them? Alright. Y'all see that? I know y'all see that. Bro. Shut up. Yellow poster. Nothing on it. Not a single thing. Cool. I think the Duffer Brothers are here somewhere filming. I'm gonna pull that up. I don't know if... Okay, it's not gonna show. But in the clip of them graduating, they are seen filming in the audience. Cool. So that's immediately a 4th wall break, or like a break between the meta wall of a higher, you know what I'm saying? So, if you guys remember the blacklight thing that came out, it said Vecna lives. This thing. So, cool. You needed a blacklight to shine at the box for it to reveal itself. Okay. Vecna lives. Freddy lives. That looks pretty close to that font. I'm not going to make an assumption, but that looks pretty close to that font. Cool. Bro. Hold on. What's good? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. I think I was going to go to the gym. Alright, I'll let you know. Alright, see ya. Anyways. So, yeah, so the black light was needed to shine at the box. So, yellow poster, Freddy lives. You couldn't see Vecna lives without the black light. You don't see anything on this poster. This is my own theory, by the way. I don't know if this is 100% true. Where's the... There it is. So there's nothing on that poster. You need the black light to shine it at the thing. I don't know if that's stupid or not, but that is kind of the connection I made, because Wes Craven's New Nightmare, in this, the movie plot is basically, they're making a movie where it's like a movie within a movie. And what was the first shadow? A play within a play. They were making a play, but the entire time it actually was a completely different play, and they couldn't say that because of the people that were in their neighborhood. They were in like a very conservative town, and they were like, their thing was giving like evil. Their play was pretty creepy. All right, and that made Henry Creel love theater and cinema. All right, so my point here is Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Again, in this movie, Freddy Krueger breaks
pieces and costumes that were reused in this movie that were saved by Craven from the original film in 1984. I also heard that this story weaves in some truth, with Heather Langenkamp having dealt with a stalker in real life. Used in this movie.
Yeah, that's the main part that I wanted to show you. So yeah. Anyways, let's look at a interview on Twitter that we saw. It's like Grandma Norma. Let me show you. Give me a second. Guys. Zenith. That's another thing. It's like creates frustration and paranoia by chopping up its narrative with lots of fast forwards, rewinds, out of sequence scenes, false clues, dead end leads. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta find Grandma Norma. I can't. That's like my main. That's not her. Is it? No. Bro. Okay. Well, I'll just read it. Dude, I was like on top of my shit, and I just like been blinking so hard. Yeah, so. Oh, that's her ad. Grandma Norma! Okay, watch this.
Way. That feels like a really new, like, plot thread, and you know, I'm fascinated by that sort of, you know, that journey into that sort of cozy but, you know, scary world.
Yeah, that was our, you know, we always want to take a swing with every season, and like I said, sometimes it's worked out, sometimes it hasn't, but that's our big swing this time, which is, you know, we've played around a lot with memory and dreams and things like that throughout the show, but we really wanted to just go, well, what if we just fully dive in this year? Because there's nothing to me creepier than something like that. We talked a lot about The Cell, Tarsum's The Cell, and sort of when you're in the mind of a serial killer and what does that feel like. And we love the idea of something, yes, that looks cozy, but there's just something off about it, and that can feel very nightmarish in its own way, and just as scary as, you know, a big CG monster, or scarier.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean,
CG monster, or as in its own off of me, but the idea of something, yes, that looks cozy, but there's just something off about it, and that can feel very nightmarish in its own way, and just as scary as, you know, a big CG monster, or scarier.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm really sort of.
Yeah, so. Sorry. Yeah.
Obviously,
well,
like, sinister.
They're just kind of saying. They're kind of talking about how everything looks normal, safe, looks like Hawkins, but something's wrong. Kind of like the end of episode 8. It makes you feel very empty. Like, you don't feel... Okay, and then this. Joe Keery, the actor behind Steve Harrington, is hosting the 2026 Global Globes at 8 p.m. Now, this is what I was saying earlier. Scenes from Shock Jock, 12 p.m. Scenes from Escape from Camazotz, 2 p.m. 4 p.m. Scenes from The Bridge, 6 p.m. Right Side Up, 8 p.m. Each drop moves 2 hours later. Each one builds towards a final event. That final slot, Sunday at 8 p.m., is occupied by a live broadcast. Not hosted, it's presented by a Stranger Things lead. So, yeah. And this also would only matter if they keep doing the 2-hour time skips, which I'm pretty sure they are. And then this, too, like, them quoting specific things, like they were lying. You guys can act. It's been a while. Sadie, look at me. They're emphasized. The phrases don't match the tone of the video. They're not the most iconic lines from the show. They're framed like warnings, triggers. The echo themes of deception. It's kind of like a coded callback. Here's another thing. Scenes of Max in the dream world with purple and blue lighting hues bleeding through the windows, visually identical to when Hopper and Joyce are at Enzo's, and that is true. All of the lighting is very similar. And then this was my original thing. Here's the Nightmare on Elm Street parallel. In the film, the story flips. The actors play themselves, the documentary is being made, and Freddy crosses out of the movie into the real world to hunt the cast. It's a meta sequel disguised as an ending. A finale that isn't final. A story that continues by breaking its own frame. So, that being said, I think that it will be a meta finale. And that is my theory. Yeah, and then also the in-universe radio station, WSQK. They have new showings with late nights with Mindy Flair, evenings with Vance Goodman, Talk to Tammy. They were Rewind at 9. And all of them are on the 11th and the 12th. Like, you're not doing all this for a... You know what I'm saying? Also, it's kind of interesting. Wait, hold on. This one. In this scene, Dustin is talking about Max ending up in a dream, Freddy Krueger's boiler room. Holly speaks up and asks Dustin who Freddy Krueger is. He goes on to explain how he kills you in your dreams. Scaring Holly, he takes it back by saying, "Sorry, it's a movie, but not real." In a later scene, the boys take Holly's light bright from her. It's used for a plot point in the episode, but I think this is also deliberate, as the light bright can be seen in the background of multiple social media posts. Right there. It was never used in season 5. I think this also is also pretty important. I mean, it looks important. Not to mention, like, also the light is used to, like, show yourself in another dimension or in the other dimension, like the upside down. Like, you can use the light to, like, say you're in the upside down or whatever. So, with that being said, what if the audience is the light for... I sound insane when I'm saying this, but, like, let me go back to Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show. Yeah, Maya Hawke's coming back.
You live from Studio 6B, and you're listening to TSJF The Rock. It's looking like another brisk evening tonight. Light chance of snow, high chance of laughs. And it's an extra special night here because, well, I am going to be a guest on The Tonight Show. Not to brag, but it's actually my 4th appearance on the show, so you could say I'm a regular here. But it's not all about me. Special shout out to our fearless host of The Tonight Show and Stranger Things superfan, Jimmy Fallon! We've got a great show for you tonight. Rose Byrne is here. And we have a performance from, drumroll please, that's you. That's you. Miguel! Well, the show, it's about to start. So, I'm signing off one last time. This is Rockin' Robin. Okay, Jimmy, take us home.
Anyways, that's not important. We're gonna go back to, I'm sorry, I'm gonna end this really soon. How long is my video so far? 25 minutes. Damn. So yeah. Basically, looking for this one.
All right, everybody, it is time to turn those pounds upside down. Open the gate. Are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push them out. Pull them in. 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 Okay, everyone, I believe you all have dormant powers, and I know that if we work together, we can awaken those powers. Let's go, come on. And telekinesis to the left, telekinesis to the right, telekinesis to the left, telekinesis to the right. And you are the light. You are the light.
Yo. Like, that has zero context with the video. We are the light. The audience is the light. The light. Hold on. I gotta bring that definition up. Kind of explained. But by reaching your hand to or simply approaching the shimmer in the upside down causes the lights to flicker. So, in that scenario, if it's kind of like it literally says acts as a communication conduit. Yeah. So, I don't know, bro. But yeah, that's my theory. Basically, summarizing it up, I think that there's going to be a big announcement on the 11th at 8 p.m. And I think that the documentary is actually going to be a movie. And I think they're disguising it as a documentary because they want to break the fourth wall. And that's going to be... I mean, all of it leads to that, so I don't know. I mean, they didn't do this whole rollout, like the scenes from blank for the finale, so I don't know why else they would do it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my theory. Thanks for watching.